Daybreak recently announced that the first day, the go live day of the new Agnarr progression server is going to be May 24th, and it's on a Wednesday. I'm kind of curious about this because, those are some great times playing back in the classic days, and that's what got me back into playing EQ again. But I'm wondering, and I guess the biggest thing I'm wondering is, how many of you are going to go play on this server? How do you guys feel about this? Have you played on other progression servers? What are your experiences doing this? I know it's different now than it used to be back then, but I'll share a little bit of my experiences with you. When I started out, I started on the Vishan server, and at the time I started, that was a crowded server. And then I went to, I think it's hard to remember, I went to Praxis, started over there. After the server had been up, of course. And then I forgot what the next server was. But I do remember the first live server I ever went to. And I was there on the day one. And I was one of the first people on the server. And that was quite an experience. And the only experience that matches that, for a few moments, is my emulator series that I did. But that's only, basically matching it for like a couple minutes, let's say. But what it was like, and I remember the server was a Nameless, I believed. And I started on that server, and there was so much lag going on. They didn't have things like pick zone or anything like that. It was just complete, utter mayhem. And I started in Freeport, and all I saw were just tons of monks. Everybody was starting out as a monk. And people were like fighting over stuff. And those armadillos, people were kill stealing each other's armadillos. Because, sometimes they drop stuff. Same with decayed skeletons. If he had a crack staff on him, there's like 5-6 people on that guy. And they were fighting. People were like cussing at each other in OOC and all that. Fighting over a crack staff. It was hilarious. But later on, things kind of evened out a little bit, and people moved on and expanded out there. But those are some really, really amazing times. But I don't know if I'm really up to it again. The pace is so hectic, and you've got people on there that will be playing the game 24 hours a day. If it's not them playing it, somebody else will be playing it. And in those days, too, just like now in this new server, how it's supposed to be a true box server, meaning, or whatever that means, meaning you only can get one account per computer. You're not going to be able to run like 3 sessions of EQ and on one computer. You're not going to be able to use those programs that allow you to box and all that. So this is going to be just like the good old days, and it's going to be hard too, really hard. Of course, not as hard because there's an experience bonus, they said. So that changes things a little. But the thing is, I'm thinking about it like, if I were going to do it again, because I've been really, really thinking about this, like maybe I'll just do it for a month and cover it and do videos and see what goes on, just to capture that excitement that you have when a new server is coming, just to capture the mayhem that's going on. And I thought about it. And then I thought about, what character would I choose? What would I start as? What would I not start as? Because they're only going up to planes of power, so you got to think there. Well, Shadow Knights. I remember in the old days they were completely broken. All the hybrid classes were so broken in the good old days, back in 2000, 2001. It wasn't until later that they got really strong. The strong classes back then, I remember, was the monk. He used to go around and kick some ass everywhere he went. And you didn't need anything but cloth armor, or you didn't even need any armor. In those days, if you died and you had to get your corpse back, no problem. Just kill everything along the way. You had no problem. Nothing to worry about at all. Other classes that were equipment dependent, they had a much harder time. So I think if I started again and I was only going to play for about a month, because I looked at the price for all access and I said, yeah, maybe I'll just do a month of that. And just to try it, because I've done so much of it through my emulator, I'm kind of in a way a little bored of it. But at the same time, I want to see what's going on out there. How is it? Is it anything similar to what it was like in the good old days? I really want to see so bad, but I kind of know already what it's going to be like. But even though sometimes you want to see it again, just for one more time. So I think I would probably go as a monk, even though the best place to start is in Greater Feydark or Felwith, over there. Those are the best places to start. And why? Because you can go to Crushbone, and everything is right there. That is the #1 place to start. Yet, a fun place to start would be out in Krenos, because then you could go check out Blackburrow, and that, to capture the mayhem going on there, that would be fantastic, I think. Just totally fantastic. So yeah, I think I would go with a monk, start in Freeport, something like that, or maybe, I don't know. I mean, you can't take the boat, because if you take the boat over to Greater Feydark, you're wasting time. I mean, every minute counts over there. Yet you could be a cleric, and you're pretty much set. Everybody needs a cleric at that time. But then, cleric's a little boring to play, I feel sometimes. So I don't know. I wouldn't play an enchanter, because I've always played those, because they're very, very weak in the beginning. Super duper weak. Warrior, once again, you're not. If you watch my old emulator series, the playlist, you'll see I'm level 9 in this video here, and I just have like shit armor on me. But on a progression server, that's what it's gonna be like. You're gonna have just dog shit for a long time. There's nobody above you that's gonna be able to hand down stuff or sell stuff, and if they do, they're gonna want your right eye for it. That's how bad it is. So you got to look at it from that point of view. It's not till later, unless you're in a big power guild or something like that. But anyway, I want to know what you guys feel about it. What's your opinion? What are you going to start out with, and why, if you're going over there? If you don't like going over there and playing on a progression server, let me know why. Are you sick of it? I'm kind of a little sick of that too, because I like newer content, but yeah, I'm still curious. What are your opinions? What's your strategy? What are you going to do? I mean, if I start on Greater Feydark, I'm going to definitely go to Crushbone and just level there as far as I can. And then after that, Unrest. And then after that, it's going to be Mistmore. If I start in Freeport or anywhere else, it's going to be a little harder. But then you get the advantage of being a monk. So, guys, let me know what you think, okay? Because I want to get some feedback on this and see where y'all are going, and get a feel for things. Okay? Thanks for listening.